Give him this money and these notes, my lord. I will, my lord. You shall do marvellous wisely, in order before you visit him, to make inquire of his behaviour. My lord, I did intend it. Very well said. Very well said. Look you, sir. Inquire me first what dance goods are in Paris, and how and who, what means, where they keep, what company, at what expense, and finding by this encompassment and drift of question that they do know my son, come you more nearer than your particular demands may touch it, will touch it, taking you as twere some distant knowledge. As thus, I know his father and his friends, and in part him. Do you mark this, Reynaldo? Very well, my lord. And in part him, but, you may say, not well. But if it be he I mean, he's very wild, addicted, so and so. And there put on him what forgeries you please. Marry, none so rank as with dishonour. Take heed of that. But, sir, such wanton, wild, and unusual slips as our companions noted and most known to use the liberty, as gaming, my lord. Aye, or drinking, fencing, swearing, quarrelling, driving. You may go so far. Oh, that would dishonour him. Faith, no. As you may season it in charge. You must not put another scandal on him that he's open incompetency. That's not my meaning. But breathe his faults so pointedly that they may seem the taints of liberty, the flash and outbreak of a fiery mind, a savageness and unreclaimed blood, of general assault. But, my good lord, wherefore should you do this? Aye, my lord, I would know that. Marry, sir, here's my drift. And I believe it is a fetch of wit. You laying these slight sullies on my son, as 'twere a thing a little slower than the working, mark you your party in converse, him you would sound, having ever seen in the phenomenal crimes of the youth you breathe out guilty, he assuredly closes with you in this consequence. Good sir, or so, or friend, or gentleman, according to the phrase of the edition of Man and Country. Very good, my lord. And then, sir, does he this. He does... What was I about to say? Brother Master, I was about to say something. Where did I leave? At closes in the consequence, such. Friend or so, and gentleman. It closes in the consequence. Aye, Mary. He closes thus. I know the gentleman. I saw him yesterday, or the other day, or then, with such or such. And, as you say, there was he gaming, there all took his rows, there falling out at tennis, or perchance I saw him enter such a house of sale, the delicate brothel, or so forth. See you now, your bait of falsehood takes this carp of truth, and thus do we, of wisdom and of reach, with windlasses and with assays that bias by indirections, find directions out. So shall you, so by my former lecture and advice shall you, my son. You have me, have you not? My lord, I have. God be with you. Very well. Good, my lord. Observe his inclination in yourself. I shall, my lord. And let him ply his music. Well, my lord. Well, well. And now, Ophelia, what's the matter? Oh, my lord, my lord. I've been so affrighted. With what name? My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all unbraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, ungartered and down-dragged to his ankle, pale as a shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous and purport as if he had been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors, comes before me. Mad that I love? My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it. What said he? He took me by the wrist, and held me hard. Then goes he to the length of all his arm, and with his other hand thus o'er his brow, he falls to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last, a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head waving up and down, he raised a sigh, so piteous and profound as if it seemed to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go, and with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes, for out the doors he went without their helps, and to the last bended their light on me. Come, go with me. I will go seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love, whose violent property foredoes itself, and leads the will to desperate undertakings as often as any passions under heaven that does afflict our natures. I am sorry. Have you given him any hard words of late? No, my good lord, but as you did command, I did repel his letters, and denied his access to me. That hath made him mad. I am sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not quoted him. I feared he did but trifle, and meant to wreck thee, but beshrew my jealousy. By heaven, it is as proper to our age to cast beyond ourselves in our opinions, as it is common for the younger sort to lack discretion. Come, go we to the king. This must be known, which being kept close might move more grief to hide than hate to utter love. Come.